Without the support for the young adults with cancer, we will be completely lost. We really have no way to address their needs. And actually, this is a much needed service that we've never had before.
If I wouldn't have found this group when I found it, I'm not sure I would have had the same mental health outcomes that I have today. I know that I wouldn't have the group or the community that I call my friends and now my family. Without Young Adult Survivors United, I'm not sure where all of us would be as survivors.
Young Adult Survivors helps so many families in the community that if we didn't have them, there'd be a lot more families that are having tough times in this pandemic that we're having now and even after.
You know, there would be a lot more stress in their lives. I think there may be a lot more psychological issues, depression. They'd be dealing with a lot more just because they'd be worrying where they can get groceries next or how much that's going to cost and things like that. I think helping with those things takes a lot of the burden off them.
I don't even want to think about where we would be without the organization because there's just such a lack of resources out there outside of the group for young adults. They have every need met there, whether it's social activities, financial assistance, friendships, bonds have been formed through that group.
I think I would be more isolated with talking about what I'm going through because I don't ever want to be the person that everything's going, this is all so rough, and someone going, oh, that's so rough, I'm sorry. And not that you don't appreciate that, but just having people say, you know what, that's normal. You're doing this all is normal, how you feel, and just having other people who've gone through it and say, you know what, it's okay.
Parts of me that I never unlocked as a healthy person have started to blossom being involved with the organization. I think if you talk to Stephanie, she could tell you that I have told her many times that I don't like exercise, but for the organization, I pushed myself to run 5Ks every day in May. I got in shape. I helped combat the side effects of high blood pressure with a chemo regimen where the doctor said cardio was essential. I've met people and helped with things that I didn't think I would ever have interest in or opportunities around Pittsburgh I never thought I would have. That it got me out of my comfort zone. It's got me to do new things that I didn't think were possible. It's taught me to eat better, and I've gone to different doctors and therapists and all different sorts of things based on referrals from speakers in our groups.
Without the organization, I think we would see more of a toll on the staff here at Hillman. Certainly while they try to work very, very hard to meet the needs of all of our patients, I think without this team and without this community effort, it would certainly create more of a strain.
As a healthcare system, it's nice to have some place to send our patients for that support.
I feel that sometimes people go through something so dark, and when there isn't another set of eyes in front of them, or words, or just outreach, the darkness may overcome some.
There would be a lot of young people who are amazing individuals that would be struggling even more financially, socially, and just unable to have people around them that are experiencing similar situations in their life.
They would have no one to relate to. They would have no one that truly understands where they're at.
I didn't have many people to talk to. And I think that we're learning even more in the world today is that a simple ear to talk to and someone to hear your story, and especially someone to kind of, who's maybe going through similar situations and maybe can give you some insight.
There would be a lot of lost young adults out there. There would be a lot of people that wouldn't know who to reach out to, wouldn't have someone to hold their hand, might not even have somebody to go to treatment with them, somebody to hear the diagnosis with them. It makes me tear up to think about where we would be without it, because I wouldn't be here. I know that. I don't know where I would be, but I wouldn't be here. And I'm sure that there's almost everybody else in the group would say the exact same thing.
I don't know where I would be personally, because I do, see my psychologist from, time to time, but again, it's nice to be in a group with like-minded people who just get it.
I honestly don't like to think about where I would be without Young Adult Survivors United. I'm very grateful to have them, and I couldn't imagine my life without them now.
the love the president and founder has for every one of us. Sorry, I'm supposed to cry. It's amazing that she turned something that was so tragic in her life and made it so that all of us don't have to deal with it on our own. That's what makes me come back, her energy, her spirit, her love for everybody else.
I probably wouldn't be, as stable as I am today because one, the financial assistance, two, the emotional support, and it's just so helpful to help me get through everything I'm going through right now.
I think I would just be down in the hole. It would just, you can have other therapists and other groups, this and that, but sometimes you can't get the click to happen. You just feel like no one's ever going to get you or understand you. So I need that, cloud to lift me out of that hole, just so I don't feel so down and depressed and feeling like, I'll never get out of this situation. So I need that help.
This whole process is so frustrating and so just annoying. And everybody, I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people on the outside of it don't understand how annoying this process is, especially when you're a young adult and you're used to working multiple jobs, having all these activities, and now you're stuck on the couch or you're stuck in the house.
If I didn't have Young Adult Survivors United, I would be struggling to find my place in the cancer world. I'd be lost in a world that has no experience dealing with the things that I'm going through emotionally, financially, physically.
I can't imagine that crushing weight of debt that they may feel. And no matter what they do, those bills will always be there.
I don't think that I would be as understanding on what she's going through if it wasn't for that. Because when she's on the Zoom calls or the meeting calls, I'm listening in. I may not be in, but I'm listening in on everyone's story. And it gives me a better understanding that, everyone that goes through it in their own different way.
It's really an honor and a privilege to be a part of the initiative for the group. I think that what we've seen so quickly is that the energy has begun to take hold. We had the opportunity to bring in the education to all of our leaders and our staff here within the Cancer Center, and I think really what we've heard is that now that we've got the word out and people understand what opportunities are for their patients, I think they've really embraced it, and they've made sure that perhaps those that were not aware of the opportunities are now more included as we get these pieces out to them.
At the end of the day, cancer is very heavy, and it's just a nice way to bring light into the day or moment whenever it's hard.
We're out there and we definitely need the help.
I can't say where we would be without it outside of a worse spot. The thing I can say is I think that really this is just the beginning of this organization, and it's off to an unbelievable start, and I think probably the best is yet to come.